Hello, today we'll be talking about Ambipom, the only evolution of Apom who evolves when leveled up after it learns Double Hit. Ambipom's previous few IC dates are April 25th, 1997, February 14th, 2000, December 5th, 2002, September 25th, 2005, July 16th, 2008, May 7th, 2011, February 25th, 2014, December 16th, 2016, October 7th, 2019, and July 28th, 2022. I most know Ambipom as one of the Pokémon Dawn has in the Gen 4 era of the anime, as well as a few later appearances. I always thought that the idea of adding a tail hand when it evolved was clever. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Before we begin, I would like to apologize for the audio in this section, because I tried to do some different ways of suppressing the noise, this little background fizzles you can hear, and they didn't really work the best. The audio's fine, it's just gonna sound a little weird, almost like the sound is from a video call rather than my normal audio quality here. Anyway, today we'll be talking about Ambipom, the long-tailed Pokemon, whose number is 0424. This is what it looks like. Its type is normal, abilities Technician or Pickup. Skill link is its inability. Gender ratio is 50-50. Catch rate is 45 or 11.9%. Breeding is a group field. Hatch time 20 cycles. Height is 3 foot 11 or 1.2 meters. Weight is 44.8 pounds or 20.3 kilograms. Base experience yield is 186 in Gen 4 and 169 in 5+. Leveling rate is fast. EV yield is 2. In speed, shape is that. Footprint is that. Pokedex color is purple and base friendship is 100. Ambipom is a normal type Pokemon introduced in Gen 4. It evolves from Apom when leveled up while knowing Double Hit. Biology, Ambipom is a purple simian Pokemon with 2 tails, each with a large, rounded hand with 3 red-tipped fingers. The tails also have cuffs of a rounded frill on the wrists. The bases of Ambipom's tails also have a similar frill. It has round ears with red insides. Ambipom has an arrangement of split hair sticking out from the top of its head. These strands of hair are longer on a female. It has a purple triangular nose and wide eyes. Ambipom can leap from tree to tree with brilliant speed. To eat, it deftly shucks nuts with its 2 tails. As it has 2 hands on its tails, it rarely uses its arms. Ambipom can use their tails to communicate with other Ambipom. Ambipom works in large colonies in heavily wooded areas and makes rings by linking tails with another Ambipom, apparently in friendship. Ambipom has been seen giving rings even to humans sometimes. It also shows affection by using both of its tails to wrap and squeeze people. It lives along with its young Apom. It lives high in treetops of tropical, temperate, and even boreal forests, using its tails for balance as it swings from branch to branch. In the Alola region, while searching for comfortable trees, Ambipom tends to get into territorial disputes with Passimian, in which they win half the time. Evolution: Ambipom evolved from Apom, so Apom, Ambipom. Game data, Pokedex entries. In Gen 4, Diamond. To eat, it definitely shucks nuts with its 2 tails. It rarely uses its arms now. Pearl. They work in large colonies and make rings by linking their tails, apparently in friendship. Platinum. Split into 2, the tails are so adept at handling and doing things, Ambipom rarely uses its hands. Heart Gold. They live on large trees. They are said to communicate by connecting their tails to those of others. Soul Silver. It is very difficult to dodge the consecutive strikes of its 2 tails. The Gen 5 Pokedex entries are basically Platinum's entry, but Ambipom is now the correct casing. In Gen 6, X is Pearl's entry, Y is Diamond's entry, Omega Ruby is Pearl and X's entry, and Alpha Sapphire is Diamond and Y's entry. In Gen 7, Ultra Sun. In their search for comfortable trees, they get into territorial disputes with groups of Passimian. They win about half the time. Ultra Moon. It uses its tails for everything. If it wraps both of its tails around you and gives you a squeeze, that's proof it really likes you. In Gen 8, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are their Diamond and Pearl counterparts. Legends Arceus. To affirm their kinship, members of the species will form a ring by linking their newly doubled tails together. On rare occasions, humans have been accepted into such rings. In Gen 9, Scarlet's Heart Gold's entry. Violet. Split into 2, the tails are so adept at handling and doing things that Ambipom rarely uses its hands. Male Ambipom in the Alola Pokedex in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Female Ambipom in the Alola Pokedex in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, so you can see the gender difference with the tufts there. Ambipom in the Kitakami Pokedex, so it's a full evolutionary line image, which I love. And you can see there are a couple females and a male Ambipom here. Game locations: Side game locations. Held items. Black 2 and White 2. It has the Citrus Berry as an in-game trade 100% of the time. In Legends Arceus, normal, it has the Nanab Berry 30% of the time. Ball of Mud 15% of the time. And Grit items by level. Alpha, EXP Candy M 100% of the time. Seed of Mastery 20% of the time. And Grit items by level. I still don't know how the math works. Stats. Base stats. HP 75. Attack 100. Defense 66. Special attack 60, special defense 66, speed 115, for a total of 482. Pokeathlon stats, type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, flying, poison, ground, rock, bug, steel, fire, water, grass, electric, psychic, ice, dragon, dark, and fairy. Weak to fighting for double, immune to ghost, resistant to nothing. Notes, if this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of ghost-type moves is 1, so go from 0 to 1. Learn set by leveling up, because Ambipom learns Double Hit at level 32 in Gen 9. We will start at level 36. 36 Fling, 39 Nasty Plot, 43 Last Resort. By TM we're skipping. By Breeding we're skipping. Nothing by Prior Evolution. Side game data, got all this. Pokemon Ranger, Shadows of Olmia in the browser entry. It hurls rocks and stones with its tails to attack. Guardian Signs. It throws stones to attack. You got all this. Pokepark Wii, Pikachu's Adventure in the Pokepark pad entry. Ambipom came to the Pokepark to visit Apom. She enjoys Venusaur's Vine Swing and Tangrowth's Swing Along more than any other attraction. Got all this. Evolution data, Apom. Level up knowing Double Hit, Ambipom. Sprites here, so a lot darker colors, but more or less the same. Look at the gender differences, the short hair, the long hair. Then the shiny is pink. Platinum's not really. Oh, the tuft, I guess, is the big thing that changes here. And the hands, I think, change a little bit. They're a little less pointed like that and more rounded off. Gen 5, you get these. You get the fullback sprites. In Gen 6, you get the models. Pretty good adaptation. Yeah. The modern colors as well. It's more of a, oh, it's like this kind of purple now, rather than a pink. Interesting. Then we got Gen 7. Not really much changes. And Gen 8, and the models in this game. Then homes, you got these models. In animation, Ambipom in Pokemon Horizons, the series. Dawn's Ambipom is the big one. Pokedex entries in Diamond and Pearl, episode 60, in Ash's Pokedex. Ambipom, the long-tailed Pokemon. It uses its two tails to shell nuts, and then it links them together in a ring as a sign of friendship. In the manga, Ambipom in Pokemon Adventures. You got all this in the TCG. Trivia, despite Ambipom learning Dual Chop via level up starting in Gen 7, it cannot learn Dual Chop via Move Tutor in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Origin, Ambipom appears to be based on a New World monkey and the exaggerated concept of their prehensile tail. Ambipom also shares its large smile with a cymbal-banging monkey toy. It may vaguely reference the Ahozahal, a creature of Aztec mythology with monkey hands and a fifth human hand on its tail. Name origin, Ambipom may be a combination of ambi, prefix for both, or ambidextrous, apom, and palm. Etaboth may be a combination of eteco, monkey, ete, strong point, and both. In other languages, related articles, external links, let's move on. Now let's watch Ambipom's first scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching episode 560, Journey into the Unknown. In this episode, all you really need to know is that Dawn, one of the main characters, and her Apom and Piplup have found themselves in the Eustalacian ruins, and they have met up with the main Team Rocket, here consisting of Jesse, James, they're talking Meowth, and Wobbuffet. And they have just been attacked by some unknown. And Apom has just battled a few of them and is now evolving. There's Ambipom.
Ambipom! Apom has evolved into Ambipom! Quick, Ambipom! Swift, let's go! Ambipom! Whoa! What can I do to get an
So, that is Ambipom's first scene in the anime. Let's move on. Now let's see why other people love Ambipom. Now let's look at fan art.
Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Notice that in fan art, so started we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you who aren't familiar with the series, what we do is we go through these images until we find an image that doesn't contain an Ambipom. As you just heard and will hear throughout most of the rest of the section, I used the noise reducer. This is Ambipom 2D by 22T Jones. So this nice, interesting Ambipom here. These are orange for some reason instead of red. Yeah, overall, very good image. Then this is Mini Pokemon Adopt Set, closed by New Eon. So, we got these alternate forms of these different Pokemon here. Bellringer, Ambipom. It's got little bells instead of hands, I guess, and it's white, black, and yellow. Then we got Fisticuffs Froakie here, so this brown Froakie and orange and white for that part, yeah. And we've got Ice Witch Hatterene, so this, more ice type, I guess, version of Hatterene here. Very interesting. This is Ambipom Dynamax by 22T Jones. So this interesting image of their version of Dynamax Ambipom here. Very interesting. This is Pokemoms by Perp Ryalu. So, normally I would go into all this and all the different Pokemon and stuff, but it's a little difficult to figure out what they are because they're very stylized. Like, some of them are a little bit more obvious than others, what each of them are, what each of their pieces are, but there's a few that are a little bit more confusing, and the description doesn't really help me figure out which ones are which, and so the only one I'm going to really mention is this one down here, Ambipom Fusion with Roserade here. It's a very nice image. Fusion, February 2025. Number 14, Ambina by Peeps and Tubbs. So, Fusion February number 14, Ambina. So, a combination of Ambipom and Dreadnought. Here, very weird looking. Almost looks more like a Bastiodon a little bit. This is not an Ambipom, so we'll move on.
Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Drifloon. As always, this isn't my proper outfit. You'll see me tomorrow.